Our next lesson is Will Thirst Become Unquenchable? Prose 4, lesson 4. Will thirst become unquenchable? Thirst, if at all you feel thirsty, what would you do? You will try to drink water and quench the thirst. And here in this lesson we are going to see what are the difficulties we are going to face if there is no water resource, and how long can you as an individual stay without water? Without water, how long will you be able to stay? How long? Can we find an alternative to use of water for cleaning ourselves, our vessels, etc.? For cleaning our vessels and cleaning our clothes, what are the other alternative use? Will you be able to find out, or can anyone found that? No. The use of water is very, very important, and only the water can do such things. Suppose we wish to reduce the use of water, which are the areas where we can restrict the use of water in our day-to-day activities? If at all we don't waste the water, it will be very useful. That means we have to save water, and we have to find out the sources, we have to find out the ways to save water. Then only our next predecessors can survive. Do you think India has sufficient water resources for its population? Of course, now we have, but after 10 years or 20 years, what will be the future? What will be the condition of the water resource? We have to think about it. And let us see the text now. It is not yet noon in Delhi, just 180 miles south of Himalayan glaciers. Glaciers. What is the meaning of glaciers? It is large mass of ice, and moving down the way. Glaciers. And if at all you happen to see the Himalayas, you can see the white glaciers spread upon that, and from those glaciers only we get water, and we will see how it is in this lesson. But in the narrow corridors of Nehru camp, there was a Nehru camp nearly 180 miles south of Himalayan glaciers, a slum in the city of 16 million, the blast furnace. You know the meaning of furnace, but we should not separate these two. Hot places. The place was so hot, that is why the author is using this compound word. In the North Indian summer has already sent temperatures soaring past 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Soaring means increasing, and it was 150 degree F. Chaya, the character is Chaya. In this lesson, the character is introduced here. Chaya, 25 years old housewife. And here we are going to see the experiences of Chaya here, wife of a fortune teller, and of a fortune teller. Has spent several hours joining the mad scramble for water. Scramble. Struggle for water, that even today defines life in this heaving. And some people pronounce it as heaving, that means crowded. In this crowded metropolis, and offers a taste of what the depletion, that means becoming less, depletion of Tibet's water and ice portents. It is a warning given by the climate itself. See, and there was water scarcity. That is what the author is saying in this paragraph. And the Chaya, the 25 years old housewife, wife of a fortune teller, what is her experience in search of going for water? Let us see. Chaya's day began long before sunrise. Before sunrise, she used to get up. That means in the dark itself. When she and her 5 children fanned out. It is spread out. That means early in the morning, before the sunrise, they are going out in the darkness, armed with plastic jugs of every size. Whatever the jugs for carrying waters they have got, they go, they carry it, they go out, they spread in all the sides of that slum area to get water. After daybreak, the rumor of a this rumor is a false story. The message which was not true. Rumor of a tap with running water sent her stumbling in a panic. Fear. The panic comes through her nerves when she heard about the water, running of water. Slum's narrow corridors. Now, with her containers still empty and the sun blazing overhead. Sun blazing overhead means it has become noon. She has returned home for a moment's rest, and when the sun was up on her head, she returned home for a rest. Asked if she has eaten anything today, she laughs, "We have not even had any tea yet." She did not take her morning tea itself, because the whole family has gone out before the sunrise. That means in the dark itself, in search of water. So they have not even taken the tea, the morning tea. Suddenly cries erupt. That means suddenly happen. Cries erupt. A water truck has been spotted. A water truck was coming towards their slum. Chaya leaps up and joins the human torrent in the street. Human torrent. It is a torrent. An outpour. Like outpour, all the people living in that slum coming out of their houses, and they are rushing towards the water truck. A dozen boys swam into the blue tanker. By seeing the truck, the boys jumped and swam. That means crowded around the blue tanker, jamming hoses. Jamming means pushing it from all the sides, pushing the hoses and in and softening the water out. See, outlet. For taking out the water, they were using hoses. Below, shouting women jostle for position with their containers, and all the ladies were standing below the van, and they were also shouting for water. And the jostle, it is the meaning of jostle is push roughly in the crowd. That means they were pushing each other to get near the tank. In 6 minutes, the tanker is empty. Chaya arrived too late and must move on to chase the next rumor of water. And before Chaya reached that place, the water had been emptied. So she had no water. So she had to expect another rumor, another message of water. So she waited. More than 2/3 of the city's water is drawn from the Yamuna and Ganges. The Yamuna, the Ganges. You know what are these? They are the rivers. They just coming out from the Himalayas, and especially by the glaciers, and rivers fed by Himalayan ice. If that ice disappears, the future will almost certainly be worse. We are facing an unsustainable. It is can't be maintained. It means if the glaciers are not there in the Himalayas, we will not be getting water. There won't be any water flowing in the river, the Yamuna and the Ganges. And the situation, Diwan Singh, the Delhi environmental activist Diwan Singh, environmental actives, and he was saying that if there are no glaciers in Himalayas, there won't be any water in the rivers of Yamuna and Ganga. Soon, not in 30 years, but in 5 to 10, there will be an exodus. That means moving from one place to the other. Moving in a mass, going from one place to the other, because of the lack of water. But what he says is not even 30 years, but within 5 to 10 years there won't be water. So we have to move to some other place in search of water, where water is available. And this is how Diwan Singh is. I can very well say that he is threatening us. He is giving a warning to us. The tension already seethes, boils. The tension has prevailed, boils in the clogged. It means blocked the passage with dirt and dust. And this is usual in the slum areas, and every narrow streets will be having such clogged streets. Alaway, around one of Nehru's camp's last functioning taps, which ran for 1 hour a day. There will be water pipes and that will be running 1 hour a day, and the man punch, giving a punch, that means blowing, hitting, and there one incident happened during the fight. A man punches a woman who cut in line, leaving a purple welt on her face. Welt. That means there was a mark, violet mark on the face of the lady. And we wake up every morning fighting over water, says Kamal Bhatte. This is another character. Yeah. Kamal Bhatte says, we wake up every morning fighting over water. Every morning they have to fight for the water. A local astrologer watching the melee is, though we have two double E at the end, we have to pronounce this as melee. That means fighting with each other and pushing with each other to get into the water tap. And he was watching every day he was watching the fight in the early morning. This one dissolves into shouting and finger pointing. Shouting everywhere, shouting will be there everywhere, and pointing with each other, that means giving warning to each other. But the brawls can be deadly. The brawls, that means the brawls, a violent, a noisy and violent fight. Brawl. There will be, it has become a regular habit for the people of slum living in the Nehru camp. In a nearby slum, a teenage boy was recently beaten to death for cutting in line. And there usually they form a queue, and if at all anyone enters into that or breaks that queue, there will be a quarrel, fight. And in nearby slum, a teenage boy was recently beaten to death. He was killed. That's what the Kamal Bhatte is saying. Now we have some questions after this. After this we have some questions. Let us see. Do you know how the Himalayan glaciers are useful? Do you know how the Himalayan glaciers are useful? The Himalayan glaciers feed the Yamuna and the Ganges. The rivers continue to run owing to the supply of water from the glaciers. See, do you know how the Himalayan glaciers are useful? The Himalayan glaciers feed the Yamuna and the Ganges. That means these rivers are getting water from the Himalayan glaciers. The rivers continue to run owing to the supply of water from the glaciers. From the glaciers only these rivers are getting water. Next question. Why should Chaya hurry? Why she was in a hurry? Why? What is the reason? Chaya should hurry to get water. Otherwise her containers will remain empty. Why should Chaya hurry? Chaya should hurry to get water, otherwise her containers will remain empty, and without water then we won't be able to do anything. Next question is, what is metropolis? What is metropolis? The word was used in the text. So, what is the meaning of metropolis? And it refers to a large city, a big city, large city. And here in this text, here it refers to Delhi, which is the capital of India. And nearby nearby Delhi, the Nehru camp was there. In that Chaya and others are living. That we know already. That what is metropolis? It refers to a large city, metropolitan city. The other word is metropolitan city. You might have heard that. Here it refers to Delhi, the capital of India. Here means in this text. Now the next question is, why has not Chaya drunk any tea as yet? Why she did not drink tea? Because Chaya set out for water before sunrise. Before sunrise. And searching for water. For water till noon. So, she had no time to drink tea. Why has not Chaya drunk any tea as yet? Chaya set out for water before sunrise, searching for water till noon. So, she returned only at the noon. So, she had no time to drink tea. The next question is, what caused the commotion, quarrels in the street? In the street. That means every morning the people living in that area, the people had to fight for water. the melee caused the commotion. What caused the commotion in the street? Every morning the people had to fight for water. The melee caused the commotion. This we have already seen in that. Now let us have the next paragraph. Climatic changes and diminishing water supplies could reduce cereal yields in South Asia by 5% within 3 decades. 5% decrease. 5% less. We have less yield. The two within 3 decades. 3 decades. What is the meaning of decade? A decade is equal to 10 years. So within 10 years, within 3 decades, that means within 30 years, we will be getting 5% less yield of pulses. Cereal means pulses. We are going to see rising tension over shared water resources, and this is said by Peter Glake. Peter water expert and the president of Pacific Institute in Oakland, California. Peter Glake is an expert, water expert, and also the president of Pacific Institute in Oakland, California. And he says that we will get within 30 years, we will be getting 5% less in the yield of pulses. And also he continues, we are going to see rising tension over shared water resources. There will be tension, there will be fight and quarrel to share the water resources, including political disputes between farmers. And this is very, very important, and we have to keep it in mind that what kind of tensions we have. If at all we don't have water resources, if at all we have less water resources, what kind of tension will arise in our land, in our country? That means political disputes between farmers. Among the farmers, that we are already experiencing, and between farmers and cities, between farmers and cities, between human. See what Peter Glake says, there will be tension to share the water resources, and after that political disputes between farmers, that we are already facing the Kaveri water dispute, you know very well, between farmers and cities. And the latest news is the farmers are, the number of farmers, those who are engaged in creating vegetation, is become less 30%. And everyone, the farmers have changed their lifestyle and they have gone to some other works. So the produce is already cut down. between farmers and the cities, and between human will be having tension, fight and everything to share the water. He is warning, Peter Gleick is warning in such a way that, and I believe more of those tensions will lead to violence. All these things will lead to violence. We will be getting violence. That is what Peter Gleick is saying. Now we have some questions after this. After this we have some questions. See, what will be the future if the Himalayan glaciers become ice free? Can't even imagine what will be the future if the Himalayan glaciers become ice free. What will happen? The Ganges and the Yamuna will become dry. Will become dry. There won't be any flow of water. Any flow of water. Can't even imagine that. All these Ganges and Yamuna, and they will become dry. There won't be any flow of water. There won't be any water at all if there is no glacier in the Himalayas. What, according to Diwan Singh, we have seen him in the earlier passages, will happen if the rivers dwindle. Dwindle means become less. The meaning is become less if there is no water in the rivers. What according to the Diwan Singh? Let us see. If the rivers dwindle, the situation will become unsustainable. There will be an exodus. There will be an exodus owing to the lack of water. There will be fight and there will be quarrel if there is no water in the rivers. That is what Diwan Singh is saying. What according to Diwan Singh will happen if the rivers dwindle? If the rivers dwindle, the situation will become unsustainable. There will be an exodus owing to the lack of water. What does, the next question is, what does Kamal Bhatte do every morning? What does he do every morning? Kamal Bhatte watches people fighting for water. Every day he used to watch that people fighting with each other for water. What does Kamal Bhatte do every morning? Kamal Bhatte watches people fighting for water every morning. And the next question is, what according to Peter Glake will be the future when the water supplies are diminished. What according to Peter Glake will be the future when the water supplies are diminished? When the water supplies are diminished. There will be tension over sharing the water resources. There will be political disputes between farmers and between farmers and cities and between the human. This tension will lead to violence. When the water supplies are diminished, there will be tension over sharing the water resources, and there will be political disputes between farmers and cities and between the human. This tension will lead to violence. That is what Peter Glake is saying. The next question is, what can lead the world to violence? What can lead the world to violence? Water scarcity. Can lead the world to violence. Water scarcity can lead the world to violence. And we have another paragraph here. For the people in Nehru camp, geopolitical, there is a word, geopolitical. That means political relationship between countries in the world, between the countries in the world, geopolitical concerns are lost in the frenzied pursuit. Frenzied, that means the activity that is often violent. Pursuit, it is a chase, chasing the water resources, and there will be the violence. The violence will erupt among the cities, among the countries of the world. In the afternoon, a tape outside the slum is suddenly turned on, and Chaya, smiling triumphantly, it means victoriously, hauls back, hauls, it means pulls back a full 10-gallon jug on top of her head. And in the afternoon, Chaya had a news that there was water coming from a tap, and she went there and she filled up her 10-gallon jug, and happily she returned. The water is dirty and bitter. And how was the water? Dirty and bitter. And there are no means to boil it, and they could not even boil it to drink. The water was in such a condition. But now at last she can give her children their first meal of the day, and after the noon only she is giving the first meal to her children. A piece of bread and what was the meal? A piece of bread and few spoonfuls of lentil stew. Lentil stew. Lentil, it's a kind of cereal. It is a kind of cereal, a lentil. And the stew is, it is called the porridge. And we say it, kanji, we say, no, that is stew. It is made out of some cereals, and also with some meat, stew. They should be studying, but we keep chewing them away, chewing. Onomotography, and we have already seen in the last text, that chew means chasing away, it is called chewing them away to find water. And her children are studying, but they could not go to the school till they get water. That is what Chaya says. We have no choice, because who knows if we will find enough water tomorrow. And tomorrow she does not know about the future. That means the next day whether she will get water or not, she does not know. That is what she is saying now. And we have some questions at the back. What made Chaya triumphantly smile? What made Chaya triumphantly smile? Why she smiled? Chaya was able to bring home a jug full of water. This made her smile triumphantly. Chaya was able to bring home a jug full of water. This made her smile triumphantly. She was very happy to get that water. What was the condition of the water? What was the condition of the water? The water was dirty and bitter. The water was dirty and bitter. Next question is, when was Chaya able to give her children their first meal of the day? When was Chaya able to give her children their first meal of the day? Chaya was able to bring home water only in the afternoon. Only in the afternoon. After that, she prepared food and gave her children their first meal. Chaya was able to bring home water only in the afternoon. After that, she prepared food and gave her children their first meal. The next question is, what was their first meal of the day? What did the children get as their first meal? Their first meal of the day was bread and lentil stew. Their first meal of the day was bread and lentil stew. And with this we are completing the 2 marks question. The next one is a paragraph question. It is describe the daily routine of Chaya and her family. Describe the daily routine of Chaya and her family. And Chaya and her children get up before sunrise. They set out for water carrying plastic jugs, that means the containers. She walks along the narrow streets of the slum searching for water. She chases every rumor of water. In the afternoon, a tap suddenly turned on. Chaya goes there and fills her jug and brings it home. Up to noon, she was engaged in search of water, so she gives her children their first meal only after that. It consists of bread and lentil stew, and this is how she is spending her daily routine. Chaya is spending her daily routine. Now, let us see the next exercise given at the back of the lesson, page number 72, vocabulary. A. Read the following descriptions and match them to the respective word in the clue. Some words are given and words are given for it is useful for synonyms. The meanings are given here. Now, let us match that. Something that does not have enough left. Something that does not have enough left. And what will be the answer for this? This is depletion. 1. Something that does not have enough left. Depletion. Warns of something that is going to happen in future. Warning, giving warning. Warns of something that is going to happen in future. That is portent. A tube that is used for moving liquid from one container to another using pressure from the atmosphere. Using a tube. In the text, the boys were using those tubes to get water out of the truck. So, it is what is a siphon? It is a tube siphon. A situation in which a crowd of people are rushing or pushing each other in a confused way. They were fighting for the water, in the text. A situation in which a crowd of people are rushing or pushing each other in a confused way. It is melee. Intervene by forcing one's way into the middle of the queue. Intervene by forcing one's way into the middle of the queue, that is breaking the queue. It is the cut in line. Cut in line. Cut in line, melee, portents, siphon and depletion. These are answers. Now, let us see the next exercise. Choose the phrase that is closest to the meaning of the words and phrases given in italics. In italics. In the book it was given in italics, but here I have just underlined the words. The summer temperature soars past 105 F Fahrenheit in North India. The summer temperature soars past 105 degree Fahrenheit in North India. Which will be the nearest answer, nearest meaning for that? Soars past. It is runs forward, grows over, increases to, flies high. That means the temperature increased, went high up to 105 degree F. So, it is increases. In the book, there is no dash is given. That is why I am just putting tick mark for the answer. Increases to, soars past, increases to. Indian summer is like a blast furnace. Indian summer is like a blast furnace. A space for heating solids, cooking area, firecracker, exploding bomb. And it is a space for heating solids. Blast furnace. Furnace is in the book itself. There is a picture given in that. It is a furnace. It is a stove. And another meaning, it is a stove. Blast furnace. So, a space for heating solids is the answer for this. The next one is, there will be an exodus because of the lack of water. Exodus, that we have seen in the text, exodus, an end to life, a mass departure of people, a great famine, an exciting argument, an end to life, a mass departure of people. That means going from one place to another for surviving, a great famine, an exciting argument. So, the answer will be mass departure of people. Exodus, mass departure of people. This one dissolves into shouting, dissolves, suddenly starts, melts into liquid, disappears quickly, grows weaker, dissolves. And dissolves has got some other meaning in science. in the field of science it has got the technical term, but here it means suddenly starts. This one dissolves into shouting, suddenly starts. We keep shooing them away to find water. We keep chewing them away to find water. Chewing, that Chaya has to chew the children to get water instead of going to the school. So, chewing means forcing someone to do that, sending someone away, providing footwear, silencing someone, sending someone away, sending them away to get water. So, B is the answer for that. The next exercise is page number 73, D, opposites, that means antonyms. Opposites means antonyms. Antonyms. Choose the opposite. Choose the opposites of the words from those given in the box and write it in the space provided, and words are given. Words, antonyms, wide, clean, foreign, sweet, proud, selfish, and in the other side some words are given. Nice, narrow, polite, humble. Polite, kind, native, generous, dirty, bitter. Words are given, and here we have got some empty spaces, we have to match them. And wide, what will be the antonym for this? Wide, it is narrow, wide, narrow. And in the examination we write like this: wide, narrow. And for synonyms we write like this. For synonyms we put equal to, and for antonyms we put into mark. Don't forget that. Now let us go to the next one. Clean, dirty. Foreign, native. Sweet, bitter. Proud. What will be the answer for proud? Humble, polite or humble. Selfish, generous. Again, wide, narrow, clean, dirty, foreign, native, sweet, bitter, proud, humble, selfish, generous. Now the next exercise is reading activity. Read the article and answer the questions that follow. It is given in page number 74. The water arithmetic. We stare at the dregs of our ingenuity, at a resource scientifically misused. Ingenuity, it is ingenuity. The meaning of ingenuity is ability to solve problems in clever new ways. Ingenuity, ability to solve problems in clever new ways. That means we are using scientific ways for each and everything, and whether it will be useful or not, we have to see in our experience. So we have been using new technicals. We are cawing around. Cawing, it is the sound. It is sound made by the people, and it is an unpleasant sound. Cawing. Naturally, the crows make that caw sound. Cawing of the crow, we say, but here it is the alarm raised by the people. It is so unpleasant sound. It is unpleasant sound made by the people. But we only cawing raucously at that. Raucously. Raucously, it is with a loud and harsh sound. Raucously, it is cawing raucously at that. Let us get on like the crow and fashion. It is fashion, makeup, and it has got many meanings, and it depends upon the sentence we are using it. So here it is makeup, and pebble by pebble to meet our needs. Let us get on like the crow and fashion pebble by pebble to meet our needs. That means we have to go take steps to eradicate the problems. The source of water on earth is not the river, but is not the underground aquifer. It is aquifer. Deposit that can be used. Deposit that can be used. Already we have the deposit of water, and how we are using it, that is the problem. So it is not underground aquifer, is not the lake, well or stream. Rain is the sources of all water. Whether we have a lot of water sources or water in the lakes or dams or any rivers, but that is not the problem. Here the problem is the rainfall. In India, the monsoon is deluge. Rain spatters fall in drops noisily with the sound. Rain makes sound that you know very well. So it spatters, fall in drops noisily. The earth fills ponds, lakes brim. Brim means sea, and if the tumbler is full of water, and this place is called brim. This place is called brim. That means full of water, full of liquid. Lakes brim, rivers heave, but the monsoon is also brief. We receive most of its rainfall in just 100 hours out of 8,760 hours in a year. 8,760 hours we need rainfall, but we get only 100 hours. It is so it is less than what we are expecting, but this is not enough to meet our water needs, provide food security, and eradicate rural poverty. Whether it is enough for eradicating rural poverty, that is a question raised here. Why is Cherrapunji today short of drinking water? The highest rainfall in the Cherrapunji, that you know very well, no? But in the Cherrapunji itself we have short of water, drinking water. When it gets more than 11 meters of rainfall annually, simply because it does not capture the rain that falls over. That means we don't save the water. That is the problem raised in this passage. We don't save the water. For saving the water, we do nothing. So now let us have some exercise after that. What is the effect of rain on the earth? And what is the effect of rain on earth? What is the effect of rain on earth? Rain spatters the earth. Earth fills ponds, lakes brim. That is the effect of rain on earth. Rain spatters the earth, fills ponds, lakes brim. That is the effect of rain. What is the next question? What do you think can eradicate rural poverty? What do you think can eradicate rural poverty? That is enough water, providing food security, can eradicate rural poverty. What do you think can eradicate rural poverty? That means giving relief or taking steps to remove the poverty. Enough water, providing food security can eradicate rural poverty. That is what we are not doing it now. Now the third question is, match the words from the text to their definitions. A box is given here, some words are given, and the definitions for these words are given in the next rectangle. We have to select from this and match them. Monsoon, and instead of going this, now let us see ability to solve problems in clever new ways. Ability to solve problems in clever new ways, that is ingenuity. So let us put the Roman number here, ingenuity, ability to solve the problems in clever new ways. And the unpleasant sound that is made by crows, the unpleasant sound that is made by crows, it is the caw. So here let us put the Roman number 2. A sudden heavy rainfall, a sudden heavy, very heavy rainfall, that is deluge. Now, so let us put Roman number 3 here. A period of heavy rain in summer, a period of heavy rain in summer, that is monsoon. It is, so let us put the Roman number 4 here. Wipe out, eradicate, wipe out, eradicate. So this is number 5. Again, ability to solve problems in clever new ways is ingenuity. The unpleasant sound that is made by crows is caw. A sudden very heavy rainfall is deluge. A period of heavy rain in summer, monsoon. Wipe out, eradicate. The next exercise is underline the correct word. Underline the correct word. In the text, these words are which we have to underline is given in some other color, but in this board it is not possible. So let us see from out of this. Cherrapunji people waste or save rainwater. Cherrapunji people. The Cherrapunji, which place in India gets highest rainfall? The answer is Cherrapunji, that you know. Even though there is highest rainfall, they don't save the water. The water is just sent away to join the sea, ocean. Cherrapunji people waste. So the answer is waste. As the car passed, it shook, spattered the rain water. And during the rainy seasons, you might have experienced that. Just it will splash or spatter the rain water if a car passes by. So it is spattered is the answer. They provide clean drinking water for the party. For the party, if at all you attended any parties, that means in the wedding also, you might have seen that the drinking water, the clear water bottles will be kept on the table. So they provide clean drinking water, which will be the answer for that. They provide, that means giving. Provide means giving. Raja will get a letter next week. Raja will receive or get, which will be the answer? Getting. The receive will be the correct answer. Receiving. He will be receiving. People welcome, envy the monsoon. People welcome, envy the monsoon. Monsoon means rain during the summer season, monsoon, and people always welcome it, especially in the village people, the farmers, they welcome the monsoon. So the answer is thus. Our next item is page number 76. Question number E. Skim the passage. Skim the passage and use information you have skimmed. Skimmed to complete the mind map given below. The Mattu Dam is a passage given here. Skim the passage and use information you have skimmed to complete the mind map given below. A passage is given in your text, and after that mind map is given, and this exercise will be useful for you to work out in the second paper. So let us see this. The Mattur Dam. The Mattur Dam is large dam in India, built in 1934. 1934. Just keep the year in your mind. And it was constructed in a gorge where the river Kaveri enters the plains, and built over Kaveri, river Kaveri. The dam is one of the oldest in India. It provides irrigation facilities to part of Salem, the length of Erode. So Salem, Erode, Namakkal, Karur, Tiruchirappalli, Tanjavur districts. Tiruchirappalli, Tanjavur districts. So the Kaveri, this Mattur Dam is providing water for all these districts: Salem, Erode, Namakkal, Karur, Tiruchirappalli and Tanjavur. In the mind map, all these particulars are asked. That is why I have written it on the board now. And for 2,71,000 acres are irrigated from Kaveri. 2,71,000 acres are used. The total length of the dam is 1,700 meters. 1,700 meters. The total length of the dam is. The dam has facilitated the Stanley Reservoir. Stanley Reservoir, it is Stanley Reservoir. Matur hydroelectrical power project is also quite large. Matur hydroelectrical power project is also quite large. The dam, the park, the major hydroelectric power stations and hills on all sides make Matur a tourist attraction. And in all the sides it is surrounded by the hills, which will be very, very pleasant for us to visit. Upstream and dam we find the Hohenekal Falls, and from there you can see the Hohenekal Falls and the Hohenekal Falls, which is also a tourist attraction. Matur Dam is an old multi-purpose project of South Indian state of Tamil Nadu across the Kaveri River. It irrigates 1,310 square kilometers every year. 1,310 square kilometers each year. Its installed capacity of hydropower generation is 32 megawatt. And out of this, from this dam, the current is also taken, and it is 32 megawatt.
We have seen the passage, the Matur Dam, and you are asked to skim the passage and use the information you have skimmed to complete the mind map given below. And the mind map is given here. This is the same thing given in your textbook, and this practice will help you to work out in the examination. And this question has not been asked in the examination, public examination, and it is expected. Now let us see how to fill up this false. There is only one false is given in that text. It is Hohenekal. It is Hohenekal Falls. The next one is the famous tourist spot. It is the Matur Dam is the famous tourist spot. So here tourist spot. And the next one is there is a famous reservoir. It is called Stanley Reservoir, and the Matur Dam was built in 1934. The length of the dam is 1,700 meters. And the dam provides irrigation facilities to Salem, Erode, Namakkal, Karur, Trichy, Thanjavur districts. All these districts are. Now let us see the in a nutshell. It is Hohenekal Falls. There is a famous Hohenekal Falls, and it is a famous tourist spot, and there is a famous Stanley Reservoir, and the dam was built in 1934, and the length of the dam is 1,700 meters. The dam provides irrigation facilities to Salem, Erode, Namakkal, Karur, Trichy, Thanjavur districts. Now let us see the second condition. It is type 2. Improbable, impossible. You can very well say impossible. If I were
a bird I would fly in the sky. And this will never happen. You are not going to become a bird and you are not going to fly in the sky. So it is improbable or impossible condition. Here in this in the if class there will be simple past, and here would and simple present. This is a formula. You can very well keep it in your mind, would and simple present. And since it is improbable condition, whenever you use I, instead of using was, we use were. And only in this condition, we use were for this. Okay. Now, let us see. Let us see some examples from your book. If my parents were rich, they would buy a car. They would buy a car. And there is a difference between these two sentences. It is improbable, impossible condition. This is somewhat possible, but the people, those who are talking may be very poor. They may not be able to get rich. That is why they are uttering this. So we have to find out the tense. So where is there and would and buy. Then if she studied well, she would get high marks. Here also, if she studied well, and the one who is taught in this, she may not be able to learn, understand or learn or study. That is why this type of sentence is given. She studied well, she would get marks. And if I had enough money, I would buy a new house. If I had enough money, here the be verb have is changed into past tense. So I will explain you in the next type. If I had enough money, I would buy a new house. These are the examples for this. And there is an exercise given in your textbook, page number 78. Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal, Chaya, Agra, visit. We have to convert this into the second type, into if class. And here, who is the subject? Subject is Chaya. So we have to start the sentence with Chaya, and before we start with the subject, since it is if class, so if Chaya. If Chaya were rich, she would go to Agra to visit, and she would visit Agra can also be written, visit Agra. Like this also we can write. If Chaya were rich, she would visit Agra. Now the next exercise is rained the plants with not wither. If whenever we talk about the rain, we start the sentence with it. It is raining. It is going to rain. It rained. So if it rained, I am using the subject as it. If it rained, the plants would not wither. If it rained, the past tense and would wither. Next one is had Sealan new shoes, jog faster. Here we have Sheelan as the subject. So if Sheelan had new shoes, he would, in the result class we have to show whom we are talking about. So I am using he. He would jog fast. Now the next one is had Kalai a cycle reach school faster. If subject Kalai had a cycle, she would reach the school faster. The format of this condition you should keep it in mind. That if Chaya were rich, she would visit Agra. If it rained, the plants would not wither. If Sheelan had new shoes, he would jog faster. If Kalai had a cycle, she would reach the school faster. Now let us see the third condition. Conditional class is the third type. It is unfulfilled condition. That means we are going to see what happened in the past. In the past it was not fulfilled. Let us see an example. If Ravi had studied well, he would have passed. If Ravi had studied well, he would have passed. That means he failed in the examination. See, in the first, in the if class, had studied, past perfect is there. Past perfect. In the result class, would have past participle. This is the formula for this condition. Would have plus past participle, past perfect. If Ravi had studied well, he would have passed. That means he failed in the examination. He is just remembering what happened in the past. And if Sheila had got enough money, she would have bought a new car. If Sheila had got enough money, she would have bought a new car. That means she had no money, that is why she is uttering these sentences. See, and in the first type, if Sheila had enough money, she will buy a car. And this is the first type, it is possible. It is possible. Why I am writing this here is, after this had, there is no verb given. This itself, the possessive verb is here, given here. So there is much difference between these two. And what the students are doing, what the students are making mistake is, by seeing this had itself, they come to a conclusion that it belongs to the third condition. So after had, it has got a verb. This is a difference between these two. Now let us see the exercise given at the back of the lesson. Page number 79 in your textbook. Complete the following sentences with suitable classes. One is, if Ravi had got enough water, and there is a big dash, we have to fill it up. If Ravi had got enough water, let us fill it up. He would have shared it with his neighbors. See, if Ravi had got enough water, suppose if it is given in the examination, if there is a dash, and by seeing this had got, you must come to a conclusion that it is of the third type. So in the result class, you are supposed to bring would have plus the past perfect. Okay. Now the next one. Anand would have found a job dash. Anand would have found a job, and it is of and before getting a job, everyone has to attend an interview. So let us fill it up with the word interview. So and another thing, here if class is not here, if class is not given, this is a result class, and so we have to start with if. If he had attended the interview, see, the result class is given in the front and we have to fill it up with the if class. So if he had attended the interview, he would have found a job. Okay, and so he did not attend the interview, so he did not get the job. Next one. If Bhagya had not started earlier dash. If Bhagya had not started earlier, started, and it is given in the contracted form, had not in the book. If Bhagya had not started earlier, what will be the answer for this? The if class is given, so the result class we are supposed to give, and she would have been late to school. School or work? School or work. She would have been late to school, and here I have given been. It is the be form, so the past participle of the be form is been. This was been, so I have used that. She would have been late to school if Bhagya had not started earlier. Now the next one is James would have got a prize. James would have got a prize. That means the result class is given. So he did not get a prize. So if he had performed well. If he had performed well. Why I am giving this performed? Because what kind of competition it was not given. That is why I am using this. Okay. Now the name is given here. That is why in the if class I am using he. Okay. Now let us go to the next one. If we had saved rainwater, if we had saved rainwater dash, if we had saved rainwater, and there is an extension given here, see, more in ponds and lakes. More in ponds and lakes. What will be the result of that? We would not have survived. And here I am supposed to give the negative form, because if we save the water, we will survive. That is why I am giving the negative one here. We would not have survived. If we don't save the water, we won't survive. Now let us see how this conditional clauses are asked in the public examination. Now in April 2012, in the grammar part, section 2 grammar. Question number 15. Which of the options given below will suit the following sentences? If Naveen is late dash, This is the question given and the options are he would be punished, he will be punished, he would have been punished. Now, which of the options is correct? See, in the question paper, this is made so easy. You have to select from one of this. So, let us see what kind of condition is given in the question. If Naveen is late and there is a simple present, so it is of first type. So, in the result class, we should select a sentence with the simple future. So, he will be, and there is Naveen and the subject is he. So, this is the correct one. So, he will be punished. Now, in October 2012, let us see what is given. If I had come earlier, dash. The options are I would catch the train, I can catch the train, I would have caught the train. If I had come earlier, dash, and here we have the past perfect. That means it is of a third type. So we have to select would have and the past participle. So would have, only in C it is. So I would have caught the train. I would have caught the train. If I had come earlier, I would have caught the train. In April 2013, if Somu had studied well, dash. If Somu had studied well, dash. The options are he will score more marks. B, he would score more marks. Option C, he would have scored more marks. If Somu had studied well, what kind of a sentence it is? Had studied. So it is a third condition. So we have to search the answer related to that. So would have scored will be the correct answer. So if Somu had studied well, he would have scored high marks. That means more marks it is. This is the answer. Now in June 2013. It is a instant examination, it is called. In that, if it rains, I shall have been wet. Option B is I shall get wet. Option C is I should be wet. Now, if it rains, so the simple present is given. Verb is used as it is. Since it is the third person singular, there is yes with the verb. So, it is a simple present. So, I shall have been well. I shall get wet. I should be wet. So, there should be present, simple present in the answer. So, we have only here that one. So, I shall get wet. So, if it rains, I shall get wet is the correct answer. Now, let us see what is given in October 2013. If this morning had been sunny dash, the options are we would go for a picnic. Option B, we would have gone for a picnic. Option C, we will have gone for a picnic. Which one is correct? If this morning had been sunny, had been, it is. So, what will be the answer? And after had, we have a verb. So, it is the third type. So, we have to search for it. We would have go for a picnic, we would have gone for a picnic. We would have gone for a picnic, we will have gone for a picnic. So, the answer is B. So, we would have gone for a picnic. If this morning had been sunny, we would have gone for a picnic. So, that was not completed, they did not go for the picnic, that is the answer. Now, the next item is degrees of comparison. Degrees of comparison, you might have studied in your lower classes, and the mainly what we worked out is the adjective. You know what it is? Adjective, what is the definition for adjective? An adjective qualifies a noun. That means simply, when we write simply a man, and instead of writing this, if we write like this, a tall man, it will be well and good. A boy, a good boy. And this noun is described how the person is. So, this is called adjective. And as you know very well, adjective has got 3 degrees. That means tall, taller, tallest. Just we are recalling it. Tall, taller, tallest. And what is the first one is called positive. The second one is comparative. The third one is superlative. So, three kinds of degrees we have for each and every adjective, and there are adjectives of this type and there are adjectives of having three different words. That means good, better, best. And I can't give you the total list here. I am giving you only the examples. Tall, taller, tallest, good, better, best. And if you go through this, if you just concentrate on this, you will be able to find out here there is ER and EST. And whenever you write a comparative degree, you are supposed to write with ER and the superlative EST. And here also you can see that. You can see that good, better, best, the 3 degrees. Only we are going to work out only these things here. Now let us see the what kinds of types we have. The first type, type 1. Here Ravi is taller than money. In this type, only 2 people are compared. Only 2 persons are compared here. This is the first type. And Ravi is taller than money. Ravi is taller than money. Here the adjective is given taller. So it is comparative. And this comparative is always follows with than. And we cannot split them. Taller than, just keep it in your mind, taller than, it is comparative. So we have to change this into positive. Only these 2 can be possible because only 2 people are compared here. There is no scope for, there is no place for superlative. So how we are going to change this? Let us see. And Ravi is taller than money. So money is not tall as Ravi. So we are just going to start the sentence with money. Money is not. Ravi is. So money is not. So bring money here. Money is not. This is very important. Here not is given, not given. I am giving you the another type, another way of working out. Ravi is, money is not. So the taller we have to use tall. So tall as Ravi. Automatically Ravi goes back. And here I have given you some dash. Why it is? When one is taller, one is high, and another one is low, we have to use so tall as. So tall as. Don't forget, one is high and another one is low. So we are supposed to use so and as. So Ramani is not so tall as Ravi. This is the first type. And in that we have one more, and I give you A for this, I give B for this. In the same type we have one more type. Ravi is not taller than money. Ravi is not taller than money. And here by seeing this we can come to a conclusion that it is of comparative. So let us go to the positive. Let us work out the positive. As usual, we have to bring money here. So money. Here is not. So naturally we go for money is. And Ravi is not taller than money. That means he is not taller. So they are both equal. They are equal. So money is Ravi goes back automatically. So money is here. Ravi is not. Here money is. And so since they are equal, we have to give as tall as. Here if there is a if Ravi is high and money is low, so and as we are using. Here both are equal, so as we are using. Okay. Now let us go to the next type. Type 2. Geeta is the cleverest girl in the class. Geeta is the cleverest girl in the class. By seeing this, by seeing this sentence, you can very well find out EST is there. And it is always the EST, cleverest. That means article the should be given. The cleverest girl in the class. And there is only one is compared. And there is no match with that girl. She is the cleverest girl. She is very high in that class. She is the only one high in the class. So we have to work out the other degrees also. It is superlative. So let us work out the positive. If Geeta is clever and there is no one match to that, so there is no one is match. No other girls. So we are comparing with the girls only, no other girl in the class is so clever as Geeta. No other girl, there is no girl equal to her. So we are using no other girl, no other in the class is so clever as, and when there is only one is high, we have to put so and as. And cleverest, the adjective, the positive adjective is clever. So clever as Geeta. It is positive degree. And let us go to the comparative degree. Geeta is cleverer than. The comparative I am using, cleverer than, and there is no one to compare with. So Geeta is cleverer than any other girl in the class. So any other. There is no one to compare with. That is why I am using any other. So in this type, don't forget, it is the formula for this type. In the superlative, the and est. This is the formula. For comparative, any other. In the positive, no other. Please keep it in your mind. This is the formula for working out this type. Okay. Now let us see the third type. type 3. Ravi is one of the tallest boys in the class. The tallest, so it is a superlative. Ravi is one of the tallest boys in the class. That means there are some other boys are also taller than any other boys. So now let us work out. Ravi is taller than most other boys in the class. It is a comparative. Here we are using most other, and some people use many other. This both can be used. Ravi is taller than most of the boys in the class. So let us go to the positive. And there are some people taller as Ravi. So very few boys in the class. Here very few, I have used very few, that is why here I am giving R. Don't forget, and Ravi is, but here he is compared with the boys. So I have started the sentence with the plural, that is why I am giving R here. Don't forget to put that, otherwise you will lose the mark. In the class are as tall as Ravi. This is positive. Again, Ravi is one of the tallest boys in the class. Ravi is taller than most other boys in the class. Very few boys in the class are as tall as Ravi, because they are equal. So I am using as. And in your textbook, some activities are given. Activity number 1, that can be, you can easily find out, you have to underline that. So I am not touching it. Let us go to activity 2. It is fill in the blanks with the suitable degree of comparison. One is, this is a delicious dish that I have ever tasted. This is the dash delicious dish that I have ever tasted. Fill in the blanks with the suitable degree of comparison, and we have to fill it up with a suitable degree. So the adjective is given within the bracket, and what kind of degree it is, we have to find out. See here in this, again you read and find out the meaning for that. There is only one dish is introduced, and that is the highest, the tastiest. So it should be the superlative degree, and there is the in front of the dash. So this itself denotes that it is superlative degree. So superlative degree means we have to go for the EST form, and this is delicious, and we cannot add EST to that. Instead of that, what we do is most. Is the most delicious. Again, How to find out the degree of this sentence? There is only one dish is introduced here, and it is the tastiest that I have ever tasted. That means that is the tastiest dish. So it is superlative degree. And another point is there is the given, so it should be est. It should follow with est. We cannot add est with this, so we have to add most delicious. Most delicious. This is the answer for this. Now let us go to the next one. Mosquitoes are dash prevalent here than in any other area. So here we have mosquitoes are more in our area than any other area. It is comparative degree. They are comparing it, and there is than. So it should be in the form of er. So here also we cannot add er to that. So what we do is more prevalent. Now let us go to the next one. Your choice is good. Mine. Your choice is dash mine. Your choice and my choice. So it is only two things are compared. So it is a first type. So we have to use the adjective as it is, but we have to give the as good as. Two things are compared. Two concepts are compared. That means your concept, your choice, and my choice. So it is a first type, and there is no not is given, no, nothing is given here. So we have to use as it is, as good as. Let us see the next one. She proves to be the dash worthy candidate for the award. She proves to be the dash candidate for the award. For the award, she was the first. She has proved herself. So she was the only one. That means it is superlative degree. So and there is the also. So we have to convert this into superlative worthiest. Worthiest candidate. She proves to be the worthiest candidate for the award. The rose is attractive. Than many other flowers. The rose is dash attractive than many other flowers. There is than given, so it is comparative. So is we cannot add er to that. So more attractive. The rose is more attractive than many other flowers. The impact of a cyclone is severe than that of an earthquake. The impact of a cyclone is dash severe than that of an earthquake, and here we can find than, so it is comparative and we cannot add er to that, so more severe. The impact of a cyclone is more severe than that of an earthquake. Next one, Chandra's handwriting is dash good than that of Saroja. Sorry, it is Sona. See, Chandra's handwriting is dash good than that of Sona. Chandra's handwriting is than, so this is also comparative degree, so good becomes better. Chandra's handwriting is better than that of Sona. Next one, this year's question paper is easy than last year's question paper. This year's question paper is dash easy than last year's question paper. That means we have than here, so it is comparative. So naturally we have to write like this, easier than. This year's question paper is easier than last year's question paper. Next one, here cell phone is dash costly than an iPod. A cell phone is dash costly than an iPod. So here also we have than, it is comparative. So a cell phone is costlier than an iPod. A cell phone is costlier than an iPod. Are you dash interested in drawing than singing? See, in this exercise we are not seeing the concept, we are not seeing the rules and regulations. According to the words, we are just converting it, we are just filling it up. See, are you dash interested in drawing than singing? We need not see any other thing. Here there is than, so it is comparative. You simply write more interested. We cannot add er to that, so more interested. Are you more interested in drawing than singing? Whether it is a question or statement. Walking is healthy and exercise as swimming. Now walking is dash and exercise as swimming. There are two things are compared. So we have to write like this only, as healthy as. Two things are compared, it is positive degree. There is no word given for comparative degree, so it is positive. Walking is as healthy as and exercise as swimming. Next one, kindness is the noble of all virtues. Kindness is the dash of all virtues, and it is the highest degree. So there is nothing is comparable with this. So we have to write superlative for this. The is already there. So the noblest. This is the answer. Noblest. Kindness is the noblest of all virtues. Very few toys in this shop are expensive. This one. And by seeing this itself we can find out that it is the positive degree. So, and these toys are compared with the other toys and they are equal. So we have to use are as. As expensive. Very few toys in this shop are as expensive as this one. Your performance is one of the appreciable ones in the show. Your performance is one of the dash appreciable ones in the show. Your performance is one of the. So there are some other people compared with, and there is one of the is given. So it is superlative degree. So what will you write? We cannot add est to that. So most appreciable is the answer. Your performance is one of the most appreciable ones in the show. Very few people in the world are dash industrious. The Japanese. Very few people in the world are dash industrious, the Japanese. And by this itself we can find out it is positive degree. So industrious, and there are some other people also equal to that. So as we have to use as industrious as. Very few people in the world are as industrious as the Japanese. Now let us go to the next activity. It is given in the page number 82 of your textbook. Spot the errors. This is a very nice exercise for you. In the forms of and comparison and rectify them. Spot the errors in the forms of comparison and rectify them. And this exercise will be helpful for you to work out in the second paper also. So let us see the first one. River, Mississippi is one of the longer river in the world. River Mississippi is one of the longer river in the world. And you have to find out the mistakes from this. River Mississippi is one of the. So it is superlative degree, one of the. And whenever you find one of the in the sentence, the next one should be longest. So we found an error here, and it should be one of the rivers, and among the rivers it is also one. So in the next noun should be in plural. So we found two mistakes in that. We have to rewrite it. Mississippi is one of the longest rivers in the world. This is how you have to write the answer in the question in the second paper, English second paper, and there will be a question from the degrees of comparison. So you just have it in your mind that one of the is superlative, so the adjective should be with the est. So that is what we have written. Okay. Now whenever you find one of the following noun should be in plural. So we have to add yes to that. This is the answer. This is how we have to answer the question. Okay. Now my dress is old than yours. By seeing the sentence itself, you can very well answer it. See, it is comparative, than is given. So naturally there should be ER with that. That is a mistake here. So my dress is older than yours. And when you write the answer, where you have corrected should be underlined, so that the teacher, one who is correcting your answers, will be able to put a tick mark for that. And some people use the color pens for this. When you use color pens, don't use sketch pens for any reason, because that will spoil the paper, and it can be seen at the back side of your answer paper, and it may spoil the look of your paper. So don't go for sketch pens for writing the answers or underlining the answers. Okay, now let us see the next one. Stephen drive as rash as Rafi. Now what is the mistake here? Can you tell me what is the mistake? Stephen drive. This is second person singular. So you should add yes to the verb. This is the first one. And next one is rash, because rash is adverb and we need only the adjective. So the adjective is rashly. So I am writing the answer now. Stephen drives as rashly as Rafi. See again. Stephen drives as rashly as Rafi, because it is a adverb. So we have to change this into adjective, then you write. Okay. No other road is more narrow as this one. No other road is more narrow than this one. And what is the mistake in this sentence? No other road. By seeing this, we can come to a conclusion that it is the positive degree. But we have more. That is used only for comparative, no? So that is the mistake here. So when it is positive degree, and when it is positive degree and two things are compared, so how we write? No other road is as narrow as. They are equal. So already as is given here. So add as, remove more and write it. No other road is as narrow as this one. Suren is most capable than most other students in the class. Let us find out what is the mistake in that. Suren is most capable than most other. Than most other. It is Suren is capable than most other students in the class. And what is the mistake in that? There is than and there is most. So which is correct? Suren is more capable than most other students in the class. So this is the answer. The next one is he is the good batsman in our team. In this sentence, he is a good batsman in our team. In this sentence, only one is compared, and he is the highest batsman. He is the best head batsman, it should be. So superlative, instead of this, we have to write he is the best. Good, better, best batsman in our team. He is the best batsman in our team. He is one of the talkative boy in the class. He is one of the talkative boy in the class. And here one of the is given, so it is superlative. if it is superlative, there should be est with the adjective. No, we cannot add to this. So, how it should be? He is one of the most talkative boy in the class. Next one. Lekha is most clever than her sister. Now, Lekha is most clever than her sister. Only two people are compared here, so there can't be superlative. So, it should be removed. And the answer is cleverer than her sister. Cleverer than is. And some people write Lekha is more clever than her sister, more clever. That can also be correct. Apples are not sweet as mangoes. Apples are not sweet as mangoes. Here also two things are compared, and we should apples we are not changing it, not so sweet as, we are not changing the degree, okay, we are just completing it, we are rewriting it. So, there is as given already, and when two things are compared, one is top and another one is low, so we have to use so as. In that rule, we are putting so here, okay. Now, let us see the next exercise. Very few girl in the class are attentive as Janet. Very few girls in the class are attentive as Janet. And here, very few, it is positive degree, and after very few, there should be girls. So, very few girls are, don't forget to add are with that, are as attentive as Janet, and there is as given, already given, so we have to add as to this, and you can very well remove this also, and without that also it can be written. Very few girls in the class are as attentive as Janet. Now let us go to the next one. Reena's walk was the most best. Meena's walk was the most best. The is given, most is given, best is given. And either this or that we have to use, not both. Reena's work was the best. You can very well remove that most. Reena's work was the best. Next exercise. The rent of this house is low than that of mine. The rent of this house is low than that of mine. It is comparative degree, there is than, but the adjective is used in a wrong way. The rent of this house is lower, it should be lower than that of mine. Lower it is. Next exercise. Very few students have scored high as Madan. Very few students have scored high as Madan. It is very few, so it is positive. So there should be as before that. Very few students have scored as high as Madan. And for you to remember again, when there are some students equal to Madan, the way I am pressing this is equal to, so there should be as. If one is high, you have to use so as. Don't forget that. This is the fascinating scenery I have ever come across. This is the fascinating scenery I have ever come across. That means it is superlative. But there is no est in that sentence. So we have to add est to that, and we cannot add with this. So instead of that, what we do is the most. We have to add most to that. This is the most fascinating scenery I have ever come across. This is the most fascinating scenery I have ever come across. Let us see the next one. Rainwater is the purer form of natural water. Rainwater is the purer form of natural water. So it is the highest degree, so it should be superlative. The is there already, so this should be changed. Rainwater is the purest form of natural water. Okay, this is how we correct the errors. Let us see the next exercise given in your textbook, page number 82. next exercise is rewrite the following sentences using the other degrees of comparison. Rewrite the following sentences using the other degrees of comparison. The one is the assistant is as capable as his master. The assistant is as capable as his master, and this is as two people are compared here, and there is as and as, so it is positive, and we have to write the other two degrees, and let us go for the comparative. His master is not. When two people are compared, there is only one form can be changed, that is comparative degree. And when you change this, don't forget when there is in one degree, and you should put it not in the other degree. So his master is not more capable than the assistant. Comparative degree. Capable than, more, we are adding more to that, since we cannot add er to that, so we are adding more, and than will follow automatically. So his master is not more capable than the assistant, and there is no superlative degree in this. Cakes are softer than cookies, and there is than, so it is naturally it is comparative degree, we have to go for positive degree. So when we change this, automatically we bring the last one to the first beginning of the sentence. So cookies are not, or are not. So soft as cakes. It is positive degree. Cookies are not so soft as cakes. So cakes are the best and they are the softest. So cookies are not so soft. Why I am adding so and as? The one is in the higher degree. So I am adding so as. The net is the quickest source for seeking information. The net is the quickest source for seeking. It is seeking. For searching information, there is the and est, so it is superlative. So let us go for the comparative. the net is quicker than any other source for seeking information. The net is quicker than any other source for seeking information. If there is only one is given, one is compared, and that is the highest one. So this is the second type. In second type, as you know very well, there is any other, and naturally in the positive degree no other will come. So no other source for seeking information. Is so quick as the net. No other source is for seeking information is so quick as the net. So and as it is given, no other is given, no other and any other, and the est is the formula for second type, don't forget. The next one is Meghala was the most emphatic speaker at the competition. Meghala was the most emphatic speaker at the competition. The most. So it is a superlative. Let us go for the next comparative degree. Meghala was more emphatic than any other speaker at the competition. Meghala was more emphatic than any other, and no other speaker was so emphatic as Meghala in the competition. No other. This is second type because only one is compared. So in the comparative we use any other, and in the positive we use no other. Reina is the strongest boxer at the rings. In the stage there will be rings in four sides. That is what they are telling. Reina is the strongest. So it is a superlative. Let us go for comparative. Reina is stronger than any other boxer at the rings. Reina is stronger than any other boxer at the rings, and no other boxer at the rings is so strong as Reina. It is comparative and it is positive degree. No other is given. No other boxer at the rings is so strong as Reina. The next one is very few teachers are as kind hearted as Mrs. Radha. Very few teachers are as kind hearted as Mrs. Radha. It is very few is there, so it is naturally positive degree, and let us go for comparative degree. And in comparative degree and in superlative degree, the sentence should be started with subject. So Mrs. Radha is more kind hearted than many other or most other. You can use both, most other, either this or that. Most other teachers. Mrs. Radha is more kind hearted than many other teachers. And let us go for superlative. Mrs. Radha is one of the, because there is very few, so we are supposed to use one of the most kind-hearted teachers. Is one of the, it is of the third type, so we are using very few and many other and one of the. Don't forget this. Next exercise. Your signature is more valid than mine. Your signature is more valid than mine. Here only two are compared. Your signature and my signature. So only two are compared, and there is comparative degree. So we have to go for positive degree. It is. So naturally my signature is not so valid as your signature. My signature is not so valid as your signature. When two things are compared and there is in one degree, and there should be not in the other degree. And the next exercise is the bullet train is the fastest mode of transport. Mode of transport. The bullet train is the fastest mode of transport. The fastest. So it is naturally superlative, and let us go for comparative. The bullet train is more faster than any other mode of transport. The bullet train is more faster than any other mode of transport. More than any other. This is comparative degree. So let us go to the positive degree. Positive degree, no other mode of transport is so fast as the bullet train. No other mode of transport is so fast as the bullet train. So as, don't forget that. So this is the second type. Let's go for the next one. This is one of the most serious problems the world faces. This is one of the most serious problems the world faces. So so it is naturally superlative degree. Let us go for comparative degree. This is more serious than most other problems the world faces. This is so the subject is this, and they are just explaining it. Most serious problem. This is the most serious problem. That is why we have to use this as a subject here, and very few problems the world faces are as serious as this problem. Very few problems the world faces are as serious as this problem. As and as. Next one is your answer is the most relevant. Your answer is the most relevant. So, the most, it is superlative. So, let us go for the next degrees. Now, your answer is more relevant. Your answer is more relevant, and there is no one to compare with. Than any other answers. And if you don't write answers, the sentence will be incomplete. So that is why I am using it again. And yours is more can also be written. Yours is more relevant than any other answers. But this will be very apt. And the next one is no other answer is so relevant as your answer. It is a positive degree. No other answer is so relevant as your answer. So your answer is the high in high position. This.